to the channel. So tonight, instead of our usual live stream, I thought that since our wonderful Jen is on vacation, that I would do a premiere instead of a live stream so that I could be paying attention to the chat while it's going on and just have fun with you guys, and instead of trying to focus on my coloring and keeping an eye on chat at the same time. So that's what we're going to do. So this will be a pre-recorded video, and I do apologize for anyone who prefers the lives over the premieres, but I think it'll be good. I think we'll have fun, and I hope you do. So we are going to color a Valentine's Day type of page out of Words of Love to Color, Sweet Thoughts to Live and Color by Eleri Fowler. And the page that I chose for tonight is this really cute deer page here. I think this is so cute with the two deer. And we are going to use the Color watercolor pencils. And what I will probably do, or might do anyway, is for each element on the page, show you one or two of each, how I'm going to do it, and then pause, do the rest off camera, come back. But some parts I haven't decided yet. I may speed up and set to music, we'll see. But I'd like to be able to finish this image in today's video. So I'm going to try my best to do it in a way to where we can get the whole image done so that you can see it finished. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see how everything goes. So I do have the colors chose for the image. So I'm going to start with our hearts. And I'm going to zoom you in and we'll get going. So we'll start on these cute hearts up here in the tree. Let me figure out where to set my little thing at. There we go. I may end up having to back out just a little, but I want to make sure that you can see. So I'll grab my pencils. All right. So we'll get started with the mulberry. I'm just going to take this around the edges and fade it in, and then we'll put some of that grenadine in there also, but I will leave some white of the paper to blend out too. So how has everyone been doing? Hope you've been having a great week and doing really well. I've been doing okay and stuff, so gotten some coloring done. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, I do have that linked in the description of every video, my Instagram, and I try my best. Now, I'm not the greatest with it, but I do try my best to post all of my finished pages on my Instagram if you're interested in seeing those. Sometimes I post them in the community tab for the channel as well, so that you all can see them when they're done here on YouTube. Right, I'm just going to leave the center of that white, I believe, so that we can blend that, have something to blend that out to, have a highlight type of area. Okay. For these other ones that have a border to them, I'm going to use some glitter gel pen for the border, and but the inside of the hearts, I'll do the same as I did this one here. I love Eleri Fowler's books. I think they're really pretty, and I don't tend to see them a whole lot on YouTube. And this book here, personally, I feel like is perfect for Valentine's Day. I mean, of course, you could color in this year round, but I think that it lends itself really well to using it for images to color for Valentine's Day. And I know I've been doing a lot in small victories lately, so I kind of wanted to do something a little different because it seems like that's mainly what I've been coloring ever since Christmas on the channel, has been in small victories. So thought you might want to see something a little different. So that's what we're doing. And I haven't used my watercolor pencils for a little bit, so I was definitely ready to break them out and play with them again. I do really enjoy them. And for anyone who's interested, I'll try to have everything linked that I can in the description box below. I'm not sure if this book is still available. To be honest, I haven't checked that. This book is from like 2016, I believe. Let's see. Don't want to be telling you no lie. So, I know there's a copyright page. Yeah, 2016. Excuse me. Alright, sorry about that. So, it is an older book. I think her books are still available on Amazon, but I could be wrong. But if they are, I will have them linked in the description also. Okay, so I will finish the rest of those off camera. So now, what do I want to move on to? I think we'll move on to these flowers here that look like, well, in my mind, look like bluebells. I'm going to zoom you back out just a touch so I can make sure the card's on screen. All right, so we'll do a couple of these. Oh, I do need to sharpen these. Sorry about that. Dropping the ball. It does not count. Jen's not here to count it. We're not doing that today. But anyway. Alright. So, we are going to get back started over here. So I haven't been doing too awful much lately. Spend some time with my boy, and I've been watching a lot of documentaries. Netflix has a lot of interesting documentaries right now. I do really enjoy watching those. And I actually earlier watched one that is fairly new, and I enjoyed watching that. So I'm trying to remember what it was called. That's awful. Can't really remember right offhand. But it was interesting. And it's another one of those where it starts out and you think things are one way, and then you find out as it goes on that wasn't it at all. So those like that are the ones I really like to watch. They kind of keep me hooked. But anyway, so yeah, been watching some documentaries and some YouTube videos, stuff like that. Whoops. Go outside the line. Because it wouldn't be me if I wasn't messy. Alright. At least a little messy, anyhow. Okay. So, now I'm going to take the Cobalt Turquoise Light and do kind of like I did the hearts. I am going to leave some room to blend that out to make that kind of a highlight area. A lot of times I just use one color, but sometimes I will use 2 or 3 when I use the watercolor pencils. And for some reason I decided I wanted 2 color blends on everything today. So that's what we're doing. And hopefully it will turn out pretty well. And we're going to use some gel pen on this page also. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the background yet. If I want to use gel crayons or soft pastels or watercolor crayons. I really haven't decided quite yet. Not sure where my brush is at the moment. Alright, so we did that one. I'll do one more of these. And then I'll save the rest of those for off camera as well. And tonight's video probably will be shorter than my normal streams, simply for like storage reasons. And since I do film from my phone, so yeah, that, and so that it hopefully will be uploaded pretty easily without any issues as well. Okay. All right. Okay, so fill this in. When I get ready to go off camera and work on the other elements that we've already done, before we do, I will activate what we have done. Oh, that was not how I wanted to do that. That's okay. Let's see what we can do about that. Just running my mouth, not paying attention. It's okay. take some of that back off. It'll be alright. And it may just be a little bit darker than the other one, or a little bit more filled in, and that's okay. A little bit less of a highlight. That's okay. All right. And let's see. We'll move on to some leaves now. And I have, burnished gray and my wave green. Okay. I love these two colors together. I think they're really pretty. Once they've been activated especially. Okay. Again, I'm just going to try to leave the edge white. Okay. We'll zoom this in just a little bit more. And some of these I will try to change up where I put the darkest color, just for a little variation in the way that they look. Just kind of like that. Okay. This is the first time I've used watercolor in this book, but I did, excuse me, did kind of test it out in the back of the book before I started this evening to see how they would do, and they seem to work pretty well. I do expect some buckling of the page, of course, because it is not watercolor paper, but it doesn't bother me that much anymore. It used to, but I like using the watercolors. I enjoy it, using the watercolor pencil so much that it doesn't really bother me anymore. Alright, so that's the colors I'm going to use for all of the leaves on the page. Even the, well, goodness, I still can't get it in there. Even these bigger leaves at the bottom, they'll all be used I'll be done using the same colors and basically the same technique, if you can call what I did a technique. Anyway, basically in the same way. So, let's see. I'm going to do these flowers up here at the top of the page. And then I think that's where I will pause and get some of this done off camera. Or I might, like I said, I may do like say half the page and then film half the other half and speed it up and set it to music. Alright, so these are the colors. Back you back up. I apologize for all the zooming in and out if that bothers you. Okay, so Purple Lake Deep and Purplish. Grab my pencils. Alright. Okay, so I think for this one, I'm going to use the darkest color towards the center of the flower and fade it to the lightest along the outside edge of the petal this time. I don't know why I just did that. Oh, well, it's okay. We're going to go with it. We'll just have to do that on all of them. All right. Ooh, I'm getting messy. Okay. The centers, I'm not, I did not pick a pencil for the centers of the flowers, but I believe, because I want some sparkle on this page, I believe I'm going to use glitter gel pens for that, as well as some of the tiny flowers and some of the tiny hearts that are on the page. Try to find some matching glitter gel pen colors for that. I think I already said, but again, I have not decided what I want to do for the background yet. I figure I will do the rest and then we'll see. We'll decide. I may not do the background tonight. Depends on how long everything else takes us to do. Which the watercolor pencils usually don't take too long. But still, this is a somewhat busy page, so we'll see. Just going to fill in a little bit more of that because the other ones look a little darker than that one did. So we'll do that. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so now I'm going to take my lighter color and go around each one. Add a little bit of this. Alright, so that's how I'm going to do those flowers. The ones shaped like that will all be done in this purple combination. Alright, so I am going to pause here and leave you for a second and finish filling some of this in. And once I'm done, I will be back. But like I said, I may do part of it sped up in such a music. We'll see. All right. See you in a minute. Finished, and I suppose I do need to apologize because I did say that we were going to activate everything that we had done before I paused to finish the rest off camera, and I got a little bit ahead of myself, so I stopped and had started coloring the rest before I realized that I had forgot about that. So we are going to do that now. And then we'll pause again, let it dry, and when we come back, we'll do one of the trees and one of our deers together, and I'll do the other side off camera again, and then we'll be back to do the background and the finishing details. So we're getting there. So I have just a old cloth that I use when I add paint to my pages or use watercolors, and I have a few different size brushes here. So I am going to get started activating this here. So, and try to make sure it's wet but not too wet. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to start here. Let me zoom you in. I don't know if I'll do it all on camera, but probably do some of all of it on camera. So I'm just going to start up here. Just kind of wiggle around. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Ooh, I had way too much water on my brush right there. Oof. Oof. All right. So that's the hearts. All right. So we'll come up here and we'll do some of these leaves. Yeah, so the activating will probably take me a little while, so I'm not sure how much of this we'll do together, but yeah, we'll get it done here. So we can move on to another part. And as always, if you feel like there's not enough of a color on here, you could always let it dry completely and then come back and add some more of the watercolor pencil on the page. And I just made a mess. Ooh. I start checking my brush a little better. That was not good. It's okay, we'll cover that up. Yes, we will. Keep either getting too much water or not enough water. I usually use water brushes, and I decided I wanted to use regular paint brushes for this to try my best not to use too much water, but as we can see, that's not exactly working out like planned. But that's okay. It will be all right. Okay. For me, the activating the watercolor pencils is the best part. Right. This last petal here. We'll move on. Probably do some of these blue flowers. Well, at least one of them. Like I said, I'll probably activate most of this off camera. Just to save on time. And hopefully not bore you completely. So. For this one, I should have switched to a bigger brush, I think. But it's okay. We'll still get there. It'll just take maybe a little bit longer or a little bit more work. It is fine. Okay. I'm trying to find some really good quality, but very budget friendly paintbrushes or water brushes. So if anybody has any recommendations, please put that in the chat for me. I would greatly appreciate that. Ooh, tea is a little hot. Alright, so I think that is some of everything. I will activate this other blue flower though real quickly, just because it's a little different. I did decide to do this one in the blue as well because I did not want to introduce a new color to the palette, so figured I would just use one of the colors we had already been using. And it is shaped pretty similarly, so I thought that might work out kind of nice. Okay. So there is that. So I think I will pause and take care of the rest of this off camera, and I'll be right back with all of that activated and dried. See you in a second. Alright, so I'm back and I have activated everything and it has dried. So now we're going to move on and do the tree, do one of the trees, one of the deers, and then we'll do the background and all the little finishing elements on the page. So let me find my little color combination here for everything. So I think we'll start with our deer, and this is what we're going to be using, and I'm going to try to zoom you back in somewhat. Alright, so where did I put the pencils? That is a very good question. They're over here under my book, because that's a place for them. I'm missing one more pencil. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so let's get started. Make sure that you can see. Alright, so sepia and cinnamon. Okay, so I'm going to leave this part and this part here and do that in a lighter color, as well as the inside of the ear and this part of the face. So I'm going to start with the sepia, and I'm going to go right here and fade up, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same here with this part of the ear and fade towards the tip of the ear, just like that. And there. And then come around. And add some in here. I think her deer are so cute. All her little animals are very, very cute. In case you haven't seen any of her work before, a lot of her books have, or all of her books actually, have a lot of florals and nature and animals, along with quotes that are appropriate for each book. Like this one is Words of Love to Color By. So they all relate to love. And she has Bold Springtime to Color. So all of that's like spring related things, and Easter, and yeah, I think her work is beautiful though. And I just don't feel like I see it enough on YouTube, so Alright. So just going to keep going along with this sepia around the edges and leaving that kind of feathered out. Put a little bit more of a shadow there where that leg meets the body. For the parts I'm going to have lighter, we are going to use a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a strange color for that, but I think it will work, and I think it'll be okay. Especially if we use really light pressure and don't make it too vibrant. So. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take our cinnamon and we're going to go over that, bring that out even further, but leave some white of the paper. And I need my eraser because I'm messy. Went outside the lines. There we go. Alright, I'm going to do the same all over the whole body. Oops. Well, goodness gracious. Just keep running outside the lines today. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about these spots, I don't think, because I think at the end, if needed, I'll come in with like a white gel pen or something and put those back. But just to make this a little easier on myself, I'm just kind of going to go over it, not worry about it, instead of trying to dodge them. Okay. I'm not being the neatest here, but it'll look a little better after it's been activated. So I'm not completely worried about it. Alright. This leg. And another thing that you can always do is you can always add colored pencil on top if you want or feel like you need to. So that's also another option. once you've done the watercolor part. I don't usually add colored pencil, but I may try that one day. See if I like that. I've seen other people do it, and it looks absolutely beautiful when they do. Whether they do or not, to be honest. I just love watercolor, period. Alright, so just going to add a little more of this color in here. Just real super light. Just like that, I guess. And, oh, and I forgot his or her little tail over here. So, again, kind of like we did the ear, where it meets the body, heavier pressure, and then fade it out. And then add in the cinnamon, leaving a little bit at the tip white. Alright, so now for the lighter parts, I'm going to use cadmium orange light, and I'm just going to use this real lightly in here. It is kind of an orangey color, but when used lightly, it looks more like a light tan or beige color. So that's what I'm going to do. This here. Okay. And then under the belly, too. And I think we'll do the little hoofs that way, too. Just like that. Alright. So I think we'll go ahead and activate the deer real quick before we move on to the tree. And what we might do is activate the deer and then do this tree on this side. That way I'm not worrying about dragging my hand through it. Get my little rag over here. And I did switch to the water brush just because it actually was a little quicker to get everything else activated using the water brush than the paintbrush that I was trying to use earlier. Okay, go ahead and activate that. I might have to get up in a second and add a little more water to my water brush. It is running a little low, but I'm trying to dip it in my water cup and see if I can make that work instead, so I don't have to pause on you again just yet. And I'm gonna activate the lighter part first. And then work my way around to the darker areas. I believe she's empty now. Alright, So, just gonna keep, oh, and I apologize, I was mostly off camera. Goodness, I'm awful about that. I'm sorry about that. Alright. And, ooh, too much water there. Pull that down. Okay. Now we'll do this leg. Let's see. Now work our way down this side. Just like that. And we just have to activate the belly and his chest. And his little hoofs. And my paper is getting pretty crinkly. But again, like I said earlier, that doesn't really bother me too much anymore. So, there is our, oh, we gotta do the tail. I keep forgetting his tail. There we go. There is our deer. Alright. I think our deer is looking pretty cute. So I'm going to let this dry and then we'll come back and do our, or wait. Or should we just do this side? We'll just do this side. Maybe, if I think you can see. I don't know that you'll be able to see it well enough. So yeah, I'm just going to pause and let it dry. And then we'll come back and do the tree on this side real quick. And then it'll be background and last little bits. See you in a minute. Alright, so while I was waiting on our first little deer to dry, I went ahead and did our second deer and our tree on the right hand side. So all we have left to do is this other tree and our background. So let me get things adjusted and we'll get going and get this done. Alright, I'm going to actually keep my paper right there, I think. Alright, so these are the colors we're going to use. Van Dyke Brown and Walnut Brown Light. And our tree, just like I did on this side, took it all the way to this purple flower and then up, because that's what it looks like to me. So, and it may actually, you could always also bring it all the way over here and finish all that out as tree. I may end up doing that when I'm done. We'll see. Depends on what I think about it. But, alright, so I'm just going to get to laying some color down here. And try to get this done. This is such a big space, but I'm glad I waited and tried to do, glad I waited and decided to do the one on this side with you all, because that other one, I'll be honest, it goes so far into the spine that it was kind of tricky to get done, and I don't know that you would have seen anything much. So I think it was better waiting to do this side with you all. Okay. Oh, let me zoom you in so you can see just a little bit better. I had too much stuff on my desk. Okay. So I'm just taking this Van Dyke Brown, and I'm going along the edge, but I'm also going to be going along all of the wood grain detail or texture lines or whatever you want to call that the artist has drawn on there for us. And go along all of those areas. And these little knot holes, I'm mainly filling in with this walnut brown. Try to make them as dark as possible. Okay. Just kind of like that, and then fading out from that line a little bit. We're off camera here. Let me zoom back out just a little. All right. You can always add more lines on the wood if you choose to give it more texture. We have a little heart-shaped knot hole. Okay. These little limbs, kind of tricky because they get really, really skinny, but that's okay. Just do our best. As long as you haven't activated it, you can erase it, just like a regular colored pencil. almost got this color done. Whoops. That's the edge of the tree. Running out on the outside of the tree. Alright. So now we're going to switch to our walnut brown light. And we're going to go over everything we did. We're going to bring it in a little bit more. And it is going to look pretty messy. So I'm just quickly trying to get this other color on there so we have brown going all the way to the edge. But we can smooth that out with our water brush. So it's perfectly fine. If it is a little on the messy side. And you can always extend these lines however you want to do. And I missed a branch, but that's okay. It'll just be that color, not a big deal. Nothing in nature is ever identical. So, okay. And yeah, I'm sure it looks like a big mess right now, but it'll be okay. We'll get it all taken care of. Alright. So, there we go. Now it's time to activate. I'm sitting here thinking, sorry. I think I am going to make this whole base down here. Let me bring you out and straighten you up. Sorry about that. I think I am going to make all of this down here the tree. So looking at it again, I really think that's probably what it's meant to be. So we're just going to quickly add in our tree over here. Part of him anyway. this side. Again, I know it probably looks terrible. It'll be alright. Just want to make sure I have some of this darker color in here because it is such a large section over in here. So, okay, stop. No better than that. Alright. Yeah. So now we'll take our walnut brown and go over that and bring it out even further. And we can leave some of the white of the paper and it'll just drag that color out. And sorry. And it'll just be a lighter area. It's so hard to get this over here because it's so close to that spine. Okay. But we're just gonna keep pushing. Keep on pushing through. Alright. Now, go back to all this up in here. Just adding a bit of this here and there. Alright. I think that about does it. Alright. Now we will activate our tree. Okay. So first I'm going to do this little bit down here that I had previously left open. I think I'm going to switch up for a second. Okay. Or maybe, let's see, where did I put the other one at? I know I had it up here. Almost sure I did anyway. Nope, did not. That's what I get for doing my own thinking. Alright, let's see this one here. Make sure it's clean. Okay. Okay. And now we'll start on this side. And I am using this water brush, and I am going to be lazy with it. Right now. Actually, I need to quit doing that. And do it right, but... some of that brown out of that brush. I may come back in at another time and put some colored pencil on top to give this more contrast, and yeah, I lost my words. And to clean it up a little bit, I was just just went messy with it just to get it done. But I do like this brush here for backgrounds. If you have large spaces and you're not going around a whole lot of tiny elements on the page. Because it does get a much larger section done at a time. But I don't use it often because I usually have a lot of details to go around. Okay. Now let's try to play with this down here and see if we can get it smoothed out. Because I was sloppy. And even if it doesn't smooth out with a water brush, there are other ways. You can always add another layer. We could always add pencil. There's lots of things you can do to that to smooth that out. So still trying to decide what we're going to do for this background, and it's about time to do the background. So I think I need to be figuring that out pretty quickly. But I'm thinking, I don't know. Keep going back and forth between soft pastels and watercolor crayons. And I think it'll probably be the watercolor crayons. I'll probably pull out my little set of Neo 2s and that, or my Sargent Art, and fill that in. Okay. So there we have that so far. Oh wait, no, we're not done. Goodness, this tree is massive. This brush, even though it will get a large area and, you know, somewhat wide section at a time, you can also turn it just so and get a very thin area as well. So it's a pretty good little brush. Okay. Especially if you are more steady-handed than I am. I'm holding a paintbrush. I am not very steady. That's part of why I'm so messy. But it's okay. I keep hoping that maybe with more practice, I'll be able to hold it more steady. Alright, there we go. So now our tree is done. Alright, so let me grab my Neo 2s. I think that's what we'll use. Throw some color down in this background real fast. And then see if we can get that activated. Alright, so I just have the 15 set. Sorry about that. My battery is trying to die on me. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm sorry about that. Apparently I had some technical difficulties I did not realize right away. So I have done the background. I used my pan pastel for the sky, and I used a mixture of Neo 2s and Sargent Art watercolor crayons for the grass. The grass I'm not super happy with. It's a little more bright than I would have preferred to have it, but it's done. So now we'll do our last little finishing touches, and then we will be done. So, let's see. Let me see real quickly. What is this color? Peach pink. No, not quite what I want. Rose red. Yeah, I think that's more. Wait, no. Wait. Deep rose. Yeah, let's go with the deep rose. Okay, so I'm going to take this glitter deep rose in the tan mints. I want to zoom you back. Well, maybe I'm not. zoom you back in. And for the border on these, we're gonna use this. Just go around the border. Just like that. And to fill in all of these little hearts that I didn't fill in before. So that's what that's going to be like. Alright. Just like that. And these little hearts coming out of these like bluebell type flowers, I'm going to do with this also. And then let's see, what else? Where did I put that little? I don't know. Use that one then. That's a little too green. Not quite what I want. And that one is too. Where are my tammets? Let's see. Let's pick a better color. Let's go with the sky blue, glitter sky blue. Right here. Okay. So for these little bitty ones over here that I left empty, just gonna fill these in with this glitter sky blue. So we have to have sparkle on the page. I mean, that's a must. That is definitely a must around here. So, just gonna fill that in, and we'll come over here and do this one. Just like that. And I hope I do not have my hand laying in glitter. No, I didn't. Yay. Okay. So I'm gonna do those like that. And then I need a purple that will go with this pretty purple we used. I think glitter lilac is the closest. There we go. Alright, so for these little flowers like this, we'll just fill them in with the glitter lilac. Like that. Alright. And then for the center of the purple flowers, I'm going to use, what do I want to use on those? Let's see, yeah. Fits in here. I'm going to use the glitter ivory tint. See if I can figure out where I put that one. There we go. Okay. So, and I hope I was not off camera when I was coloring in that little purple flower. If so, I apologize. We know that happens around here. It happens a lot. Alright, so the center of all the purple flowers is going to be the glitter ivory tint. Let's see, have I missed anything else? I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to pause real fast, finish up all the glitter, and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back and I've gotten all the last little finishing touches done. I don't know if you can see all that sparkle. But we are done. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for coming and hanging out with me this evening. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, stay safe, happy coloring, and spread joy like glitter. Bye, guys.